Went from, I'd similar to you, where I never really played any sports. I couldn't
Yeah.
even run like 800 meters without having to stop and
Yeah.
basically dying out of breath. So then doing the half marathon, I think I was quite happy. I ran 14 kilometers without stopping, and that was going at a decent speed. And then I'd say the last 7 kilometers was very downhill for
Yeah.
me. So how did you find that experience? Like, kind of building up to the half marathon, training for it. You mentioned that you didn't do really any sports before. So
Yeah.
where did you first see and think, like, oh, I'm going to do a half marathon? Because when I think, for me personally, I don't. I think I just went on a run before. I'd seen people doing it on social media, just running, and I was like, oh, I'll go on a run as well. And
Yeah.
then I mentioned to you that I went on a run, and you were like, oh, bro, well, I've started doing it as well.
Yeah.
Should we do this?
Yeah.
When was it for you that you first saw it, or do you remember?
I can't picture an exact time frame, but I mentioned earlier I'm quite close to my family. So I live around my mum and my dad, who have always been super into their running, and I always said when I was younger, I'll do a marathon with you, Dad. So I think that sort of had a massive part in it. Obviously coming home and seeing my parents running all the time and stuff has influenced me, and I was like, you know, one day I'll do it. And then I think it was with my mum I went with, did a 5k. I think it's like 35 minutes, but got it done. And obviously you'll probably relate to this, the first about 5 or 6 were absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
I hated them. But then it goes back to setting them goals, right? So I was like, oh, well, by the end of the year, I want to do sub 30. Then my next goal is sub 25. Slowly it goes down. And I've got myself now, I can do, I'm not super quick, but I can do one in like 22 minutes. And I've said to myself, by the end of the year, I want to get sub 20. So it's great, and having those little goals to chase after give you, you set up and you train accordingly, and I think that it's important to have that.